So I recently answered a question on Reddit. It was, is it too late to improve? And do I need money to improve? So while lessons do help, they're not strictly necessary. You can absolutely teach yourself. And just to erase another misunderstanding that happens often with people who want to learn to sing, age actually isn't a factor. Now, there are some difficult genres like opera or metal or really any genre that goes into the extreme, but as a male singer, you can sing that stuff into your 60s. As a matter of fact, there's a video of Pavarotti singing Nessun Dorma when he was in his 70s dying of cancer, and he still sounds better than 99% of singers. And even if you get to a point where you can't sing the most technically difficult music that there is to sing, let's remember that technique is not the point. It's not art. I mean, if you never heard Jonny Cash cover Hurt by Nine Inch Nails, let me tell you, it's really something else, and it's a really, really powerful performance. And he was having a lot of technical difficulties, but who cares? It was incredible. So to answer your question in the most direct way possible, stranger on Reddit, no, it's not too late. It's never too late to learn to sing. Okay, so now you're out of options, you're panicking, you don't have an excuse. What do? What are the resources that you can use to become a better singer without spending a tremendous amount of money? Or any at all, for that matter. The real answer to this question depends entirely on what your goal is. If your goal is to be the next Justin Bieber, then sorry to break it to you, it's probably too late. Too late if you're in your 30s or older. Pop is a really ruthless and unforgiving genre. If you don't start young and you're not sexy and all that, you're probably not going to be a top 10 Billboard person, but that's okay. Success is entirely relative. If you want to be a multi-millionaire, there are easier ways to do that than music. All right. A lot of people chase singing not for the art form, for the craft, for the discipline, and for the ability to connect with people, but instead they do it for fame. And if that's your goal, if you want to be super, super famous instead of just, being able to make a living, doing something that's really cool and awesome, I highly recommend therapy. And this is not a knock, by the way. I love therapy. It changed my life, and it's a wonderful tool. So if you're pursuing fame, try therapy. There we go. Now, if you want to be able to market yourself and grow an audience, that's a different skill that you can absolutely grow. But if you want to learn to sing, that in and of itself is a skill. And it's a skill you can absolutely learn at any age. So pop is kind of out the window in terms of like major Billboard success, but you can absolutely sing pop. I've known several artists that have played local venues, local gigs, drawn incredible audiences for local performances, and they've done really well for themselves, financially even. So yeah, you can totally do pop, just, manage your expectations. Okay, so we've covered that you can sing pretty much any genre you want up until pretty old, and that you can learn to do these things at almost any age. Now, how do we do that? How do we pick a teacher or find a resource online that tells us how to do with our voice what it is that we want to do? Now, I'm in a really lucky position. I have a full-time job with benefits during COVID, and I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you have, either in the YouTube comments, on Instagram, or in my Discord. All links are down below. I will answer any questions. I don't charge for that. So that's one resource. But if I am not someone you want to trust your voice with, totally understandable. There's people like New York Vocal Coach. I'm not particularly fond of that style of teaching, but some people, it really helps them. There's also the subreddit singing, which is something I have right here. You gotta love OBS. It's like I can point to things and I'll make it all cool and neat. Anyway, singing, the subreddit. It's great. You should check it out. A lot of voice teachers hang out there. They're trying to advertise themselves, trying to sell voice lessons. Maybe you find a voice teacher, maybe you get your question answered, and maybe you find someone other than myself that can help, which would be very nice, because I want you to succeed. The main thing that you're going to need to do always, whenever you want to get better at anything, is you're going to need to practice. You're going to need to work. You're going to need to do those things consistently, and you're going to need to be patient. It takes a lot of time to learn to sing. Now, if you want to get in contact with me, probably the best way to do it is going to be on Instagram, over at Lesage Singing. I just like Instagram primarily because you can send recordings super, super easy. And again, you can find my Discord down below. So don't be afraid to hit me up, and until next time, happy singing.